How to become a data scientist without experience? We've been answering this question for the past 2 videos. Yes, this is the third video of the 4-part series aiming to help data aspirants who are starting from scratch without any experience and helping them to break the paradox of having experience even for an entry-level data science role. This is not a sequel of part 1 and part 2. But we're going to move forward with this video with an assumption that you have some worthy projects that you have added on your profile. If you're confused about what kind of projects I'm talking about, check out part 1. And part 2 is particularly for students who are currently in their school or college trying to build their profile for a data science role. If you're still in school, watch part 2. But if you think you have done some worthy projects and you have added it on your resume, but still struggling to land interviews, even though you have put in hundreds of applications, this video is for you. In this video, we're going to see step-by-step actions that you could take to gain experience, but not through applications or the typical job search strategy. Basically, we are going to break the paradox of getting experience in this video. I followed this exact strategy to get my first client for 10,000 rupees per month, and my recent client was $6,000 per month. Without any delay, let's get started. We're going to follow step-by-step guide with templates on what you could do to get your first internship. You can call it an internship, consultant work, or freelancing work. You can call whatever you want. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get that first internship or consultant job in an emerging startup, even though there is no application online for that particular role. But that's not even the good part. We are also going to talk about an automation tool to automate all these steps so that you can just trigger the automation, sit back and chill, and let the opportunities come directly to you. Before getting into the step-by-step process, let me tell you my personal story why this process is effective. In fall 2021, I came to New York to do my master's at Columbia University. Initially, I thought since I'm doing a master's program, that too from a top university, I thought it's going to be easier for me to get a job. But the reality hit. I started applying for data science internships starting September 2021. I started putting in applications. I didn't get a call back. It was October 2021, November 2021, December 2021, still no callbacks. And Jan 2022, I still didn't get even a single callback from a HR. I was frustrated and I was disturbed because I thought life is going to be easy if I'm in grad school, if I'm going to get a master's degree in data science, which means it should be easier for me to land data science roles, right? But I started getting rejections from every role that I apply to because I don't have a proper experience to crack the interviews or even eligible for that particular role. Yes, I developed my profile in a way that we've discussed in the part 1 and part 2 of the videos. I've done some non-cliche projects. I tried to work through hackathons, approached many professors, did a lot of things. That's when I realized whatever I've done, it's just to prove that I have the right skills, but I don't really have the real life experience, real corporate experience where I'm up my skills to. And I thought maybe that's why I was getting rejections. So I stopped applying for top companies and I followed this extract strategy that we're going to talk about in a minute. And within a week, I had 10 interview calls lined up the following week. It was very intuitive, but I was surprised that a lot of people are not following this particular strategy. So I'm not going to keep any suspense here. The strategy I followed was I just went on LinkedIn and I texted founders and CEOs in my location and I just asked them straightforward, do you have any data science or analytics internships or openings in your particular company? I texted this to more than 100 founders and within a week, I had 10 interview calls from those founders and it was really an overwhelming week. I know you might be thinking that this sounds bullshit. Is that even possible? Or if it's possible, Hari, tell me how exactly you did it. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Plus, I'm also going to show you an automation tool to automate all these things so that you don't have to put all your manual labor. I wish I had this automation tool when I used to text founders, but we're going to see all the steps with the message templates that I used to send. Everything in this particular video. The reason I mentioned you to watch part 1 and part 2 because when you're going to go and text founders, you should make sure that your profile is worthy enough to get a reply. That's why make sure that you have some non-cliche projects, some interesting projects that you have worked on your resume. And if you truly believe that you would reply for such message, then come to this particular step. Otherwise, go to part 1 of this video and follow all the steps that are mentioned in part 1. So let's see what I did. The process is very simple. I just went on LinkedIn and go to the search bar and search for founder and CEO and click people. You see a list of people with the title founder and CEO. I personally suggest you to filter based on your particular location because there is a high likely chance that they might reply to your message if you both are from the same location. Or choose the bigger city near your location so it still works. So in my case, I'm going to choose New York. I can see there are like more than 90,000 founders and CEOs in my particular city. So what next? The next step is so easy. I'm just going to go through all these profiles one by one. I'm going to figure out whether the company that they have founded is a tech company or not. If it's not a tech company, most probably we don't have any work over there as a data scientist, right? So I'm just going to have one filter, which is, I'm just going to go through all these profiles and I'm just going to evaluate whether I would get any project inside this company. After that, I'm just going to send a connection request with this particular message. I want to tell them, hey, the founder's first name, this is your name. This is Hari. I'm a data science grad student from Columbia University. I came to know about the activities performed by the company name. Kindly let me know if there are any summer internships available in the field of data science or analytics. And then you can alter this message based on your use case. Let's say you're looking for a freelancing work or if you're looking for any consulting work, you can replace the word summer internships with freelancing work or whatever you call it. And I'm just going to end it super excited to work with you. So very simple message. The reason I kept it simple because of the word limit that you have to follow when you're adding some text on the message invite. So we can add a detailed message once they reply, but for the invite message, I'm just going to keep it simple. And step 3, there is no step 3. You just do this for hundreds of founders and wait for them to reply. I know you're wondering, but Hari, I don't have time for this. I can't sit and text all these founders hoping that they would reply. If you're thinking like this, well, you're not wrong. It's overwhelming to manually do all this work. It's not just that, right? If they don't reply, you have to follow them. You have to send a follow-up message to the founder and ask them, did you see the previous message? Maybe you have to do a lot other actions as well, right? All these steps can't be done manually. We're going to automate this entire process so that your life is going to be easier. And guess what? We're going to do all these things in just 2 minutes. And the automation tool will do the entire job for you. And you just have to wait for the opportunities to come to you. Let's see how that works. The tool that I'm talking about is called Tripify. You can click the link in the description and sign up for this tool. Before getting into this tool, heads up, I have to add 2 points about this tool. First thing, it's a disclaimer. LinkedIn generally doesn't endorse such automation tools on their website. Don't spam a lot of people and reach the quota. So LinkedIn might think you're actually a bot and they might block you for some time. Personally, I haven't experienced this because this tool have something called activity control, which you can turn it on and the tool will automatically make sure that you're not spamming on LinkedIn. And the second point, unfortunately, this tool is not free. And if you're watching from India, this tool might be expensive. But if you're watching from US, this tool is definitely worth for the money. And you're going to get it back by working for 1 or 2 hours after getting the actual job. So click the link in the description and sign up for this tool. And once you sign up for this tool, you will be asked to enter your LinkedIn credentials. Once you enter your LinkedIn credentials and you are in the dashboard page. So this is what you see as soon as you did all the primary steps. Click campaigns. Now we're going to create a new campaign over here. So let me create a new campaign. And click add leads. You can give a name for the list. It can be anything. I'm just gonna name it New York and CEOs because that's what we're gonna do here. And it asks for LinkedIn search. You're gonna go to LinkedIn and we're gonna do the same thing like search for founder and CEO, click people and go to locations and filter based on your particular location. And we're gonna click the URL and we're gonna copy the URL and we're gonna come back to Dripify. And let's paste that URL over here. And it will ask how many users you would like to add to this list. It depends on your use case. I would suggest always max it out. I'm going to max it out and create a list. So once you create the list, now you have a list of leads or a list of founders that you're going to text. So let's go to the next step. You're going to create a sequence. So instead of creating a sequence from scratch, let's take a template and delete unwanted stuff in the template and alter based on our use case. So we see something called lead generation. Let me click that and I'm going to select that template. You see there is a predefined template set for you. This is not exactly the template I would follow. So I'm going to alter this template. So first thing you can see, send an invite. If we're going to divide this into two categories. If the invite is accepted, we're going to follow a particular path. If the invite is not accepted, we're going to follow a different path. The steps to follow if the invite is not accepted looks good to me. But if the invite is accepted, I would say I like to change a few things. So let me delete this, remove it, and this is what we're going to do. Once the invite is accepted, what I'm going to do is in 1 hour, I'm going to set the frame to be 1 hour, and I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to say a post. So what this would do is once the person accepts your invite, it will automatically like their recent post. They will get a perception that you're not some bot. You actually saw their profile and you're texting them. And also when you click the send an invite option, don't just randomly send a blank invite. Instead, you can actually add an invite text over there. So the invite text I would send is, hey, you can select the first name here. And this is Hari. I'm a data science grad student from university name. And came to know about the activities performed by, you can also select dynamic tags. So I'm going to enter the company name here. Kindly let me know if there are any summer internships available in the field of data science or analytics. Super excited to work with you. The same message that we saw in the previous section, I'm going to put in that message here. So once they accept the invite, I'm going to like their post. I'm going to give it a day for them to reply. Let's say if they don't reply, I'm going to send my first message. The first message is going to be, thank you for accepting my connection request. I believe put in the company name is the ideal place for me to both contribute and further develop my data science skills. Could we schedule a quick 15-minute call next week to discuss potential opportunities? I'm going to send this first message and I'm going to give it 2 days to let them respond. Just in case if they don't respond, I'm going to follow up to that message with just a short note asking, did you get to see my previous message? Maybe they saw your message but forgot to reply. Maybe those kind of people might reply. Unfortunately, let's say if you don't get a reply from this person at all, I'm going to give 2 more days. And let's say you don't get a reply at all, I'm just going to end the sequence with a message. I apologize if my previous message came at an inconvenient time. I greatly respect your time. Please let me know if there might be any potential future opportunities for us to work together. Thank you. I'm just going to end the sequence here, not going to spam them anymore. So this is the sequence I would follow. Feel free to explore this tool and alter the sequence as per your needs. And I've given all the message templates that we have spoken in the description. So you can copy paste the message template that we've covered in this video. So now we have set the sequence. We're going to click next. We're going to give a campaign name to it. Let's say you're running multiple campaigns here. To just remember, you can give a name to it so that you can come back and look at it. So I'm going to say like send message to CEO. And that's it. I'm just going to trigger this particular, I'm going to save this, trigger this particular sequence. That's it. This automation tool will take care of the entire steps that you have to follow to get the opportunities right to your LinkedIn inbox. You just have to sit back and look for the opportunities. This will automatically follow up, take care if the person doesn't respond. But let's say if the person responds to any of these messages, this particular sequence would stop. In that case, you have to go and reply to those messages in a sequence, in a personalized way. But wait, the last step is the most important step that you have to follow. Good for you if you have done all these steps, good for you if you have a worthy resume. Let's say you got a response from one of these founders that you have texted. And let's say you have an interview next week. How to prepare for this interview? What should you do during this interview? That's what we're going to talk about in this final step. What I did when I got callbacks from all these founders was, first thing, the entire process that we did was automated, was just cold emailing. But when you're going to go for the interview or the first call, it should not seem like that. So once you have an interview lined up or a call lined up, I would do a complete thorough research about the company. I go to their website. If they have a product, I would sign up for that particular product and I would come up with 3 things, 3 problems that they might have potentially, or 3 project ideas that I could do so that their company could perform better. What I mean by that is, let's say they have social platform. You could say that I see that you have a social platform and I could use my data science skills to build a recommendation system which could enhance your product. I'm going to come up with 3 project ideas this way after doing a thorough research. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to find about the entire company just by looking through online, but you should not just go blank. You should know about the company, what they do, what their goal is, etc. And go to the call, pitch those 3 project ideas to those founders. The founders would already be impressed that you care about the company and you came up with 3 project ideas which could potentially help them in the future. But how do they validate it? How do they trust you that you are capable enough to do that particular project? That's why when you come up with those 3 project ideas, it's always better if you have any personal project similar to those 3 ideas that you come up with. Let's say you already worked on a movie recommendation system. When you talk to a founder where you can tell them, I can build a recommendation system for you, you can also show them a demo of your personal project that you worked on. This will increase the trust, and also the founder will think that you're really capable individual to perform this project. And you're also showing a live demo of how this project might work for your company once I join in as an intern or a consultant, right? You know what's the best part about following all these steps? You don't have any competition in this cycle. You're not competing with your peers, or you're not competing with thousands of applicants who apply for this. Why? Because there is no such role in the first place. You just texted these founders, and now the founder don't have an option. Either they have to hire you if they're impressed by your projects and your ideas. In worst case, they have to say no if they don't have budget. The best part is now what is always in your code, because you get to negotiate, because you came up with the plan, you came up with the idea, and the founder might not know the market price for you. Now you're going to set what you're worth, and you're going to set the market price for the job that you're going to do. I did exactly the same, and I also did a freelancing work, and I got $6,000 per month. In fact, it is $6,500 per month just to work part-time on that company. So the opportunities are endless by doing this strategy. And I promise you, and this is not one of those videos who give hypothetical strategies that you could follow. These are the steps that I personally followed, and I've gotten a good response, and I hope you will too. All the materials, message templates, link to the automation tool, everything is in the description. Feel free to check it out. We are almost in the end of the series. Though you're going to get real life experience by texting founders and by working for them, this is still a short-term project, right? It can be an internship or a short-term freelancing work, but this is not a full-time job yet. So the question still remains a mystery. How to become a data scientist without experience, and how to get that full-time job, full-time data scientist job. Final video, the part 4 of this video is going to be about getting a data scientist full-time job and the strategies that I followed and the tools I've used, the message or email templates that I had, and some hidden hacks that you could follow to make this entire process easier. I hope you're enjoying this series till now. Just wait for one more week. I'll see you there in the next video. Thanks for your time. Bye.